This grilled cheese is too burnt. I made some mistakes, and it's my only
You
regret.
you grilled the fuck out of that cheese. I'm so proud of you.
I didn't mean to. We got talking about the boys, and, well, you know how much I love the boys.
The boys are pretty great.
They are very good.
Hello.
Hello,
Hey
welcome to the Skeleton
everybody.
Crew podcast, where every opening is batshit insane.
I thought that was pretty normal, but
That's one of our more normal ones.
but hi everyone. Hello. How are you doing? That's Stross. I'm
Mm,
Sardo. We're here to rock and roll,
yeah,
and we are coming back to something that we've discussed in a
kind
prior
of.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're.
we
I guess I will introduce it since you've laid this table for me. I might as well,
you might as well eat.
Yeah, exactly. So we are talking about. We had an episode which was a look ahead to a game back in the middle of 2023. But now that the game is a week away, well, actually, for us, less than a week away now,
Yeah.
we are going to be talking about Yakuza 8 Infinite Wealth. As because when we made that first episode, there was a lot of stuff that has since been released that has sort of changed perceptions,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're here to do. Is sort of talk about those changed perceptions and our new expectations going in.
Oh, where to begin?
So I think where to begin is, Sardo, I want you to go back to
Mm-hmm.
when we were doing the first episode, right after sort of the live stream of like all the new stuff that was revealed, like some of the new character reveals, and do you remember how you felt about Yakuza 8 going into it?
I was excited. You know, I didn't know a whole lot about it, but what I saw, I was looking forward to. I'm hoping for a few things, improvement with the job class system, all that fun stuff. I know we're in America for this, and we're trying to find Ichiban's mom. And I know you run into a shark at some point, and also Jungi Han is in a cowboy outfit.
Yeah.
Or at least you can
So
put him in
I
that.
think the best way to describe it was, if you haven't gone back to re-listen to that episode, which is fine, you can always go back and do it later's.
Mhm.
For our first of what's going to be 3 episodes on Infinite Wealth, now that I think about it. Because we're going to have an episode about Infinite Wealth proper.
Yes.
But before that, I remember we were really excited, very, like, interested in what they were going to do, because we were only going off about, like, what? Like, an hour plus of material?
Yeah, it was pretty minimal.
And not even, like, gameplay, just, like, what was shown on a live stream.
Yeah.
Which is not how, like, proper opinions are formed.
No, it was a very thin scrum of general information that we could take away, and now we have more.
Yeah,
So,
so the things that have changed some perceptions is, um, like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, which we're going to be talking about. Spoiler warnings for that.
yeah, if you haven't played that yet, um,
We're sorry.
it's
We're sorry.
yeah.
We're sorry now. You probably already played it if you were really interested in it, so there you go.
Mhm.
The other one was on that was also a demo, both a story demo and sort of a walk around, like this is sort of what you'll be doing demo of Infinite Wealth.
Mhm.
And also some new trailers had been since released and some other stuff. The first thing we're going to talk about, because it was happened today that we're recording this, was the past couple days. Did you know that they're DLC gating New Game Plus for some inane weird reason that no one can figure out? I just want to. We're only bringing this up because it's like literally just the past couple of days that this came out. I didn't even notice when I already bought that edition because it came with the music set.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought it for that. But I saw that, I'm like, God damn it, corporate, why?
That sucks.
Sega. Sorry, that one
Come
was for me.
on.
That joke was for me. That was a terrible joke that you have to know about old Sega games. But it was for me. We're not for it. It's a weird thing to do. Like, now, mind you, I'm not a New Game Plus player that often for things. I don't know about you, Sardo, but I don't play games more than once too often.
Yeah.
Like, I would say the biggest source of me playing games more than once was quite literally my streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have not played Persona 5 more than maybe once or twice. Same with Persona 4, same with Wrath of the Righteous, like all this stuff. Like, I like this stuff, do not get me wrong. I'm just not the type of person to play. I don't know about you, but I maybe play games once or twice max. Usually just once.
Unless there's like really different paths you can take with it, I don't typically do a whole lot of replaying games.
Neither do I. I totally the same thing. Like, there are some games I play more than once. But then there are certain games where I'm like, I don't count it as playing more than once.
Yeah.
Like, I don't look at Persona, like, the Persona games, you really don't need to play more than once. Like, other than maybe, like, to see stuff you missed. Like, the only reason why I played Persona 5 basically through 3 times was because I fucked up getting the royal stuff the first time around. So I had to do it all. And I saved over the file that let me fix that problem. So I had to go all the way back, start from the beginning, and play it all the way through twice.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. You know how much faster the game is when you can skip 99% of the dialogue?
A lot.
It's a lot faster. That first dungeon takes 2 hours.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, I've played Like a Dragon twice. God, that second time was great. Because you were there.
I was, and it was fun.
That was real fun. Great game. We really liked Like a Dragon, so we're really excited. So, I know you haven't played the demo for Infinite Wealth, I believe.
I have not played it now.
Right, so I will describe some things that happened that are at least are good, or stuff that I liked about it. Number one, and they did mention this in the original like announcement trailer. They really like is that the ability to move across because like one of the things in Like a Dragon was that like you'd have moves that like target a specific way.
Yes.
And sometimes they wouldn't be as effective because people would just kind of constantly like shift around the battlefield. But now you have the ability to like move and it tells you how things target, and that I found that to be really helpful. It's like that's a big UI improvement, that's a big gameplay improvement.
And it sets the stage hopefully for some other improvements too, so that's a good step because that was a little frustrating in 7.
Like it was only frustrating because like sometimes you'd be caught in like a much more wide open space and enemies would just be way too far apart to use like multi-targeted attacks. And you would just like lose out on mana, I guess is the best way to put it, to use certain things. And we were like, we don't like that. That's bad. And then they're like, "You're right, that is bad. So that's why we did this." And we're like, "Thank you, RGG Studios. Keep feeding us like little lambs."
Yes.
And this also led to me like a bit another like thing that the demo showed was that like there's now more team attacks. There's now like a better understanding of how things work, how like moves work without because like you'd read a description and you're like, okay, that's what this does, but doesn't necessarily mean that's what it does every single time based on situation.
Yes.
Also, Kiryu plays super interesting.
Explain a little bit about that
Yeah,
because I don't
because
know as much
yeah,
about that.
because so like as the a lot of the trailers and stuff has shown, Cosmic Kiryu is now a part of the party. And we're just getting, by the way, we're getting like this gameplay stuff out of the way because most of what our feelings are about is about the story, and for reasons,
Mhm.
and we're gonna get there. But like they bring back his like he has a stance system basically just for himself,
Yeah,
and
he's got a couple different fighting
yeah,
styles.
because like historically, like there's like the fast fighting style, there's like the brawler, there's sort of the normal one that's kind of a mix of both, and then there's the beast, which is all
Mhm.
like hard power, high defense. And basically what that is, it's like basically if you make him go into like the boxer style or whatever, it's the rush style. He's faster, he hits a lot more often. I think he gets like 2 actions per turn because he's like that much faster, which is neat.
Ah.
And on the other end of the spectrum is just like you have Beast, which is very heavy, very hard, much more to punish. And then his special ability is he says, "Fuck your turn order. I am about to beat the shit out of you." And it is the funniest thing, and it's absolutely busted.
I like to call that fighting style Dad's fucking pissed.
Dad is done with your shit. He's about to show you what for.
You've done it. You made me turn my chair around.
Yeah, but it's definitely very fun. I would say a lot of improvements gameplay wise from what little I've played of the demo. And
Mm.
this was several months ago, admittedly. So it's been a bit. But I will say, so far, it's good. I liked what I played of it. And, Eric and Chitose are very fun to play.
And I'm linking you the official Infinite Wealth website, by the way,
Oh
for
yeah,
reference.
thank you. One of us here is on top of things, and it's not me. I'm also
I'm
before.
terrified about that for you if I'm the one.
All I'm gonna say is I'm glad I muted this before I started. But yeah, I didn't really get it like real deep into the job system. But really, it wouldn't have told me enough to say that like the job system has been fully revamped. Because one thing I remember we've talked about it is that the job system in Like a Dragon, while extremely fun, does have kind of an issue with at least in Like a Dragon, where it's like it really wasn't super useful to make most characters into one of the jobs. It was just better to keep them as their main thing.
It wasn't something that really rewarded you for exploring it.
It really wasn't like it would. You explored it because it was so goofy and weird and different in a way that nothing else was. But on the other hand, and I think you will absolutely agree with me on this one, Sardo. It like if it's been revamped into a new system that's a bit more workable.
Mhm.
It was just
I
like,
think
oh, go for it.
I I'm thinking that it's looking promising from what little I know of it that I've seen.
And same, it like really what we're just hoping for is that what we want is we want this system to be like something you actually use. And I think what I hope, and I didn't look into this when I had the demo. I should have, was how many ranks the job class had. Because like one of the problems in Like a Dragon was like there's all these ranks for the job class, and but after a certain point, A, they're not useful,
Hmm.
and also B, took forever to grind. And the game wasn't long enough to really reward that level of grinding.
It really wasn't.
Like I know there's a bunch of like I never really did any of the bonus stuff. I fully admit that, but like who cares? It's like you should get most of the rewarding stuff out of stuff like that, like through the main game.
Yes.
But I feel like it looks like they revamped a lot of stuff and took the criticisms that they should have. And that looks pretty cool. A lot of the gameplay side of things seem to be fixed, or at least revamped in a way that's good. And I'm cool with that, and I think you are too.
I'm definitely cool with it.
Let's see. A lot of the silliness of sub stories are back. There's a new Pokemon Snap styled mini game, but for weirdos that are basically streaking, not actually
Bringing
streaking.
bringing back Sujimon, which
Oh
is
yeah,
just a collection of weird dudes, which is really just like kind of how I pick favorite characters.
that is
It's
true.
the
That's real.
it's the Sardo approach to collecting men. So, there's also something I would love to talk about.
Oh, go for it.
I want to talk about Dondoko Island, Stross.
Go for it.
Uh, so in this Dondoko Island, Ichiban is responsible for reviving this place that has become the local landfill. You've got to gather resources to use for DIY. It looks like it's basically Animal Crossing, that you create houses and buildings and you make infrastructure stuff for the island to have more people visit. And I'm fascinated because I love this kind of stuff.
I'm definitely
And
curious to see how this plays out. Like, is this like the big side B plot thing that we're doing in this game?
I mean, if it's as in depth as I'm getting from the gist of it, I would imagine so.
That's definitely my guess, and I'm curious to see how that plays out because a lot of the more modern Yakuza titles have like this goofy B plot stuff of like you do like you run a business, you go to like
Ichiban Confections was the 1 in 7.
yeah Ichiban like running Ichiban Convections was the 1 in 7. In 0, you had the real estate minigame, and
And the Hostess Club,
then they brought back the Hostess Club because everyone liked it.
because it was good.
Not wrong. Baseball Manager for Yakuza 6, which I really liked. That was fun.
I could really take it or leave it.
Well, sorry
But
that
you're
I'm sorry that I enjoy helping this local baseball team stick around.
I love that for you. I'm very glad. It was your thing, it wasn't mine, and that's all right. We're different people.
Let Kiryu hit for the cycle. But yes, so it looks like the big B plot thing is this island management. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm going through the official website, and that is infinitewealth.sega.com if you want to check it out.
Language English.
There is a lot of stuff going on here. You can also, there is Mismatch, which is a matchmaking app similar to, I would guess, something like Tinder, where you can try to chat with people and then go on dates with them.
Maybe. Karaoke's
It
back. The
improves
Archie.
Ichiban's personality, which, I mean, you can improve upon perfection, so I don't get what they're getting at with
Well,
that,
obviously,
but
this is the personality trait, and also a thing that definitely needed to revamp it because that was the thing in Yakuza 7 where it's like, here's your personality, and like, it wasn't really a thing you upgraded very easily. It's like,
Mhm.
there was the, like, vocational school, which was fun and easy. It's just, it was the only kind of easy way to do it.
Also, your name, Ichiban Kasuga, your personality, fucking perfect because it's Ichiban! He's already perfect. Stop trying to improve upon perfection.
Well, yeah, but it's like, it's not really improving Ichiban, it's just improving his
I
stats.
know.
Just so people who don't know what we're talking about understand what we mean. But yeah, it's a lot of the stuff that we already knew about. And it gameplay wise looks really fun. Pound mates are back, which is great.
We love the pound mates.
We're
We're
getting
ready
some
for a
new ones.
pounding.
Oh, the introduction to that was so great. Also, they added combo attacks in battle, which is awesome.
Hmm.
I do like Infinite Adventure is the thing, and it's Ichiban riding a dolphin. Epic emotional drama. Infinite Adventure. Sorry, I have not actually taken a look at the website until now. But yeah, it like gameplay wise looks like a lot of improvements. I know we're getting some new characters. Obviously, there's Chitose, who's brand new. We have Eric, who's also brand new. And we also have Songhui is finally going to be playable because, well, you made such a bad bitch that we demanded it.
We have to have her. She's great. I'm really looking forward to having her in the party. She is. We love. I just really hope they don't, like, tone down her meanness. I hope she stays mean.
Me too. Well, we'll see how that plays out, obviously, but it's definitely been.
Like, do not defang her. She is perfect as she is. I hope she's more mean in this, actually.
Well, it depending on the situation, obviously,
Hmm.
because I feel like, and we're gonna get to it. There is definitely a case of certain things are happening. Was definitely a case of it depends. It depends how they plan to use her, and we just don't know yet.
Yeah, we're not sure.
We'll talk about that in a bit, but we're definitely all sort of in the sense of we're really excited for what we're about to get with Infinite Wealth in terms of gameplay. We're not really concerned about that. Now we're going to get into the Stross and Sardo are now about to talk about some story stuff. So
Yeah,
if you
let's
if
talk about
you
the beats.
let's talk about the things that have made us really want to do this episode for the past 2 weeks. Spoiler warning for the man who erased his name. If you haven't played that yet, go play it now, or just see what happened on it already, so you can be ready to go. So Sardo,
Yes, Stross.
I know if I asked you prior to November of last year, you would have said you were really excited for Infinite Wealth. Now tell me
That is
why
correct.
that phrase is now being like, I'm excited for it, but also here's the dread.
Um,
Oh Lord, the dread. So much.
so without putting it into too many words, the ending of The Man Who Erased His Name was fucking devastating.
So, for those who don't know, is the man who erased his name ended pretty normally. No one was really like the initial like ending parts, which was mostly just like stuff about Yakuza 7. We were all like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. We're all cool."
Sure, very very cool little in betweeny kind of thing.
And then they like fast forward to like a year later, and like, oh well, okay, so there is this one moment in before that in Infinite Well in the man who erased his name, where Kiryu is asked like, "Hey, you can go any after this job is over. We're forcing you to have a vacation,
Yeah.
and you can go anywhere in the world except Okinawa for obvious reasons."
Hmm.
So where would you like to go? And Kiryu's like, I would like to go to Hawaii because I want to. And Kiryu pulls out the ring he was supposed to give Yumi all the way back in Yakuza 1, which is hilarious to me because it's like he's been holding on to that thing for, by that point for 14 years.
Yes.
In universe 14 years. But and everyone's just like, "Oh, that's why he's in Hawaii. He's there to drop off the ring because it's something Yumi wanted to do." And it's sort of like him finally closing that chapter of his life completely. Like it's a bit of closure he never really got.
Yes.
And then later in the game, Kiryu is given as a reward for his job with the Daijoji faction, which are basically secret agents in Japan. Basically an update on his kids. And this is the most emotionally devastating thing happened in a game in years. No one was ready. Not a single
When I tell you,
person was ready.
I wanted. I almost referred to whoever is listening as chat. I am so sorry. When I tell you, chat. When I tell you.
I'll tell you, Chet.
I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing when you've heard the story, Stross, but I'm going to repeat it.
Well, yeah, it's for the podcast.
I had just gotten home from work and I had just sat down to a really nice dinner. I had ordered some takeout. I was really excited about it. I was eating some good food, and then Stross, you pop on and you're like, "Hey, Sardo, do you want to see something?" And I'm like, "Sure, Stross, my friend, my compadre, my buddy who I trust to show me things that won't fucking march up and punch me in the balls." Uh so you sent me this video, and you
Okay, there needs to be some things stated here before this story continues. Number one, I warned
Yes.
you. I warned you.
You don't you cannot warn about something of that magnitude.
Oh, I agree.
You
I
cannot.
probably should give more warning. Number two, we watched it together. This was
Yes, we
Bogo.
did. We watched it together.
This
You're
wasn't
right.
like I left Sardo here. We got late for whatever stream we were supposed to do because we were stuck watching this for 16 minutes. This is a group cry. Thank you. But yeah,
It was a group cry.
And keep going with your story.
But yeah, we sat and we watched this, and I want to equate the emotion that I felt to being like, you're falling down a hill and you manage to get back up on your feet and you're like, okay, that's as bad as it gets. But the dirt under you is soft packed enough that it crumbles and you fall again and you fall for a little while more, and each time it gets worse and worse, and you don't know if you're ever going to stop falling. That's what watching that felt like. So, yeah, that was my experience with that.
Now, I want to give you my experience, which was not being prepared for this at all. No, like, anything. So I go in, I'm beating the game. I'm like, take
Having a good
this.
time. Pretty fun game, right?
Yeah, beat Shishio. I'm like, oh man, this is great. This is a great final boss fight. And it is. It is a great final boss. Felt really good. Then that epilogue happens. I'm crying. I'm straight up like sobbing. People need to know I don't cry too often at media. The last time I cried at anything in a show or anything was when I rewatched Heike's Story with you. I want that to be made known. That was the last time I cried at anything. So getting to that, not prep for it, was like being blindsided heavily. And let me tell you, Sardo, it was good. But it suddenly, and then after that came a trailer, Kiryu's bucket list trailer, and everyone's starting like, oh no, this, I have ominous, dark feelings about what's going to happen. Because like, it's so weird because like before the Man Who Erased His Name came out, everyone's like, Kiryu has cancer. That's really bad. But there's no way anything bad's gonna actually happen to Kiryu, right? After that, everyone's like, oh god, he might actually die. This could actually be it.
Regardless of how that ends, Kazuma Kiryu is dying. I know he's not a real character. I know he's not a real character, but he's also Kazuma Kiryu.
That's one way. I think the best way to put it was going into like, because they announced the whole Kiryu has cancer thing from like the get-go.
Yeah, they've not been coy about it. They've been very upfront.
Yeah, so like mentally, we've been prepped for this the entire time. But after the Man Who Erased His Name gave like such a real like big like this is closing the book on Kazuma Kiryu vibe to it, where everyone was just like, this is a lot different of a feeling. I'm really scared.
And I'll give the devil its due. If this is kind of their way of saying, all right, the era of Kiryu is over, we are switching to a new protagonist, and we want to do this because it's going to avoid us trying to like slowly dredge up Kiryu again and again for later games. Kudos.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a hell of a way to do it.
Hell, it's one way to do it, and I feel like it's one of those things because it suddenly like puts this whole game into a very different context. Because like we were like going into this, we really did think, man, this is good. Like beforehand, we knew it's like this is gonna be emotional. Like we expect that. Like melodrama is a thing that they've been doing for years now. That's not new.
Yeah, it goes hard on the drama.
Like we were expecting drama. The drama. But then but this suddenly changed it from drama to like actually he might die.
It's a little more poignant because Yakuza is the kind of series where it's become a running joke in the fandom that, yeah, this character got shot 8 times point blank, but you know what? I bet you anything he'll probably come back, and it's because it happens a lot.
It's not a wrong statement. I think is the best way to put it.
Like, this character got thrown feet first into a wood chipper, but he's gonna show up just fine in a different game with a wig and a new name. But like, Kiryu is dying.
Yeah, well, like,
And not and it's not like in a big dramatic shootout or a helicopter explosion or having a building fall on him or anything like that.
I
It's
love how those are
something
all
that-
real things. I love how I know that those are all real things that have happened.
Yeah, but this is shit that happens to real normal people every day, people who aren't members of an organized crime family. And also people who are. I don't know. I know it's. I'm getting into like it's not that deep territory, but it's kind of a thing of like this stuff happens to everybody. It doesn't matter if you're. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Kazuma Kiryu. This sounds so stupid putting it this way, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to make a statement here.
No,
Kiryu.
I think the best way to put it is it's just like we're so used to characters in this series getting shot, getting like hit with things that a normal man shouldn't be able to shake off, but they're so cool and manly that they, walk it off in the end. And because Japanese healthcare is a lot more advanced than American healthcare because it's free. But, getting political.
It's true.
Yeah.
And yeah, but here's our unshakable main character of these past however many games spanning a timeline of however many decades. We saw him when he was a baby-faced 20-year-old. And
we've seen him get shot, stabbed, all these things. And now, here he is.
It's like when that dog you've had since they were a puppy starts getting really gray in the muzzle, and they have that kind of, like, roomy look about their eyes, where it's like, you're not going to be around with us much longer, buddy.
It's also
it's
because
like that.
It's like they even made him thinner. His character model is currently thinner.
Yeah.
Like, they really emphasize the fact that Kiryu is slowly, actively dying, and if it wasn't for the man who erased his name making it, like, feel so, like, actually, this could be it. There's a lot of, like, this could be it moments throughout it, and you're just like, I don't know if I can handle the idea of Kazuma Kiryu dying. Like, it's been... By the time this game comes out, it's been 18 years.
Yeah.
Of Kazuma Kiryu being a fixture in sort of the landscape of the franchise, and suddenly everyone's like, uh-oh. They might... I think it's because there's, like, this feeling of they might actually do it.
This time I'm really gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm really gonna do it.
And Kiryu is such a star in the firmament there. You see the white suit and the red shirt, and you instantly know. It's like, nice Yakuza reference.
Yeah.
He's that important. And I think the Infinite Wealth feels a little bittersweet, because I think overhanging the setting of Hawaii and the kind of, typical wacky Yakuza hijinks and Ichiban's eternal optimism is this cloud of, we're gonna fucking lose Kiryu, aren't we?
Yeah, it's like Ichiban is looking for his mom, who might actually still be alive and up in Hawaii, and like, she might not be his mom, she might be, but it's like there's a really good chance that she is. Like, they never confirmed if Ichiban was really Arakawa's son or not, but, like, he probably is.
It's very heavily implied.
It's heavily implied. I mean, Ichiban, like, I like how Ichiban stated it. It's like, it doesn't really matter if he is or isn't, because by all intents and purposes, he is his father in all the ways that counted to Ichiban.
Which was, if you haven't played 7 yet, a really beautiful additional thing on kind of chosen family.
Which is a lot of sort of kind of how the group of the party for 7 really feels.
Your ragtag band of misfits.
Yeah, classic stuff. But it's like, it was a very nice sentiment, and it's a really good way to like cap what makes Ichiban lovely as a protagonist. But this is like, you know what? She deserves to know that the baby that she had actually lived.
Yeah. And that he's doing okay. He's seen some rough spots, but he's doing okay.
Yeah. So like, that's all very emotional, and like, that has been so overshadowed by the fact that Kiryu is writing a bucket list. They are bringing back like every fucking side character that they can fit into this game. Like, the bucket list trailer had Kaoru in it. It had Yuya and company in it. They brought back the 4 Shine Girls.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to emotionally recover from this.
And we get to see, too, at the end of The Man Who Erased His Name, that Kiryu's adopted kids they're growing up. They're
adults now.
Becoming people in the world. They're adults. His grandson
is 4 now.
He's learning to walk. He drew a picture.
He's no longer learning to walk. He's now learning to read. He's learning to walk, talk, read. He's no longer a baby. He's a small child.
He's in the little dude stage of being a kid now.
He's a little dude. And oh god, it was the biggest source of pride, happiness, utter loneliness, sadness, and want I have seen in anything in such a long time.
I'm saying a lot of stupid shit tonight that feels poignant to me for some reason, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it's what's in my heart. The bit at the end where Kiryu shuts off the video and he's watching it on a tablet, and there are tears on the screen of the tablet, and you see that before you see him crying, and it's just like, I don't know why, but that little bit in particular made me feel devastated.
That entire scene is just fantastic.
It's just like, oh fuck, oh god.
It's just, everything in that scene is fantastic. It's just, if that scene didn't happen, we would have gone in assuming Kiryu was going to be fine.
Like, cancer, it's fine, guys. Don't worry.
Like, yeah, it's
he's
cancer.
Cosmic Kiryu.
He's Cosmic Kiryu. He's gonna punch cancer and cure it somehow.
There's gonna be a wacky sub story where Majima dresses up in a goofy nurse outfit and helps him beat cancer. No.
There's suddenly this feeling of like, oh, the shadow of death is literally right here, and going, yeah, no, I'm very real. I'm super real, guys.
And I think it speaks to how well Sega's done with him as a character, because I feel such an actual sort of sense of loss in like the we're losing a fictional person sense with Kiryu. It's like,
it's an
I really like
attachment.
this dude.
It's like,
yeah,
after so many years of all this stuff, it is wild to be sitting here going like, wow, this might actually be it.
Like, I remember kind of like thinking about, after you'd showed me the video of the end of Man Who Erased His Name, and kind of thinking about like, well, Kiryu's gonna die, and thinking like, but I love him.
I think really, like, having him back, like, potentially no longer be there, has made a lot of, because we've talked about this on stream before, how people, I think it was one of your streams, where, like, we've talked about how Kiryu as a character, people were kind of getting tired of, like, Cosmic Kiryu as the lead protagonist, not because he was bad, but because it's like, it'd been six plus games, Like, especially after how long 5 was and how 6 went out. A lot of people were like, we
I
need
think
something
it's
a little...
time.
It's not like, oh, we wanted him dead. We just needed someone a bit different. We just needed a new look.
A change of pace.
And we did. And we all liked it. And everyone's like, I still love Cosmic Kiryu, but goddamn do I also love this Kasuga Ichiban. And then this happened, and we're all like, oh, you might actually just take him away. No.
Which, I mean, it's like, and I don't think it's a bad choice. I'm gonna say if they kill Kiryu in this, if Kiryu dies, I think that makes sense. I think it makes total sense. I wouldn't see it as like a cop out or, you know, bad writing or anything. I think it's a very effective and sad but sensible use of a major character's death.
Yeah, I feel like, to
And I mean,
me, like,
Go
where
ahead.
this is going is that there's suddenly an uncertainty
Mm-hmm.
to this game that wasn't there before, and that's super fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not that it's bad, we're just like, wow,
It's
I wasn't prepped for
it's just
this.
heavy.
Yeah, it's just very heavy, and especially because, like, the bucket list trailer, like, everyone's back. Like, faces we haven't seen since, like, Yakuza 2 type shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yuya and, what's his name? Who's the other host?
Oh,
I always forget his name. Hold on, I'm looking it up. I always remember Yuya because Yuya has the big lips, and they de-yassified him at one point, and everyone's like, they de-yassified our boy.
oh, Yuya did look so luscious, and then they nerfed him.
He was too powerful. What's his name? No, I'm looking up on a thing. It's Kazuki. There it is. That's the guy I'm thinking of.
All right.
Cause it was technically in 2, but it was doppelgangered at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's like there's Yuya and Kazuki are back. Like, Kaoru's back after not having been in the game since the prologue to, like, opening segments of Yakuza 3. That was crazy. And, like, the 4 Shine group is back.
Yeah.
Like, Yuki's back again, looking fine as ever, despite the fact that she's now almost 60.
She has aged magnificently, and I love that for her. I personally think that bullying Majima keeps you youthful.
It explains why everyone else looks so good, including Majima.
Well, he also
He
derives
bullies
youth
himself.
from being bullied.
Yeah, exactly. And she's back. Like, everyone's back. Like, it literally is like half the pound mates seem to be older Yakuza characters that we have seen for years. And everyone's just like, oh my god, everyone's back.
The gang's all here.
Gang's all here, and it's making me concerned. Everyone is, I'm totes concerned here, every bloody.
I'm just very interested to see where it goes. I am still very excited about it, but
Yeah,
it's
we're excited, but there's now this sort of, I think the best way to really define it is that we're still very excited for this game. We're absolutely going to play it the moment we get our hands on it. There's this feeling of finality and dread that now hangs over it that's super interesting and not what we were expecting. like, we're excited to meet all the new characters, play all the new classes, but also, hi, Spectre of Death, how are you? And he goes, sup, where's your keys? Why? And, you know, you should just make sure you know where your keys are. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay, Death. Would you like a grilled cheese? And that's what's been happening.
I'm so scared. I'm so excited. I can be both.
I believe we're that one scene in Boy Meets World,
Mm-hmm.
where Elizabeth Berkley's character has the caffeine pills and she's just shouting, I'm so excited, and then it ends with I'm so scared.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hyped and I'm terrified and I am so ready for Ichiban in a Hawaiian shirt.
It's just so
you can
funny.
also do
Oh, no,
there's also like there's like a DoorDash mini game too where you can deliver food to people.
Yeah, and do tricks on a bicycle. Like, it's so funny because there's all this goofy shit being advertised, and then, like, all the fan base is just like, okay, let's go.
All right, this is it. This is how I die.
We're all mentally and physically prepared for the worst, and it's such a weird experience for everyone.
I know Kiryu's probably not going to be okay, so I'm gonna hedge my bets and say, I just hope Ichiban's gonna be okay. I don't think he'll die or anything, but I want him to be okay.
It's definitely one of those things where everyone's just like, I don't know what's about to happen, but it's going to happen.
That there is kind of an inherent comedy, though, to like, oh, wacky food delivery hijinks. Ichiban's going to America. The inescapable specter of death.
Oh, we can
Nancy
take
gets a new
pictures
friend.
of silly Americans streaking to be popular on the internet. Oh, look, we're doing silly things in these sub stories. Nancy gets a girlfriend.
Good for her.
Good for Nancy the
Proud.
crayfish. And I
Her
believe
girlfriend
Olivia
is
is her name, right?
Olivia the crab.
The hermit crab. And we're all like, fuck yeah, this is great. And then it's the inevitable specter of death is currently upon us. Because, like, everything with, like, Ichiban looks like so much fun. And then here's Kiryu being... You know that, I sent you the meme. It was a meme version of that one meme from Tumblr where it's like, the crazy, the heavy. And then it's the one in Russian letters.
Yes, yeah. Everybody in their friend group got the truck freak, crazy ass.
Fighter. Blot.
It's really language and a terrifying monster. Yeah.
And Kiryu is that one right now.
I think I shared that meme with one of the group chats a while.
I hope you'd have.
I have, yeah. It's in the Baldur's Gate group chat, but yeah.
It's one of them. I don't remember which one it is, but it's in one of them.
But yeah, so I have very, like, not even mixed feelings, because, like, it's fair to say I feel sad about what's probably gonna happen, but I don't feel, like, bad about it.
It's weird because it hasn't, like, it's like one of those weird things where it's like our anticipation for this game has not changed. It's just now we're just going in with, like, this emotional, like, dread. Like, it's like we're about to play a horror game and we know it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still gonna probably have a bunch of fun. I'm gonna remember some silly things, and also I'm going to grieve.
I'm potentially preparing my mind, body, and soul to grieve horribly. Maybe. I don't know yet. We'll find out.
I guess we shall see.
We will see.
But
And I feel like, Sardo, you have any closing, like, statement you want to make? Like, what is your, like, feeling going in? Like, if you could sum it up in a very simple way, what is your feeling going into Infinite Wealth as a game? With all the stuff we now know, all the previews, all the stuff we've seen, what is your feeling?
I ain't mad about it.
Neither am I. I would say for me, my closing thought would be this was not where we thought it was going to go, but I'm super fascinated to see how this ends.
It's very unexpected, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it, and my one hope is that, like, it looks like everything we wanted changed for, like, the Ichiban side of things is there, but all the stuff with Kiryu is making me very concerned about his health.
I'm again, well, one more time the reprise. I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
I am scared. But, Sardo, to change how things are for a little bit, what the hell you been watching?
So I actually have an answer in terms of watching this go around.
Ooh.
All day today, I have been watching Columbo. I put it on to have something to draw to, and I ended up just sitting there kind of watching it. Like, I love how every episode is exactly the same, and I could watch it forever. I love how it all plays out the same. I love all the older women in it. I think they should all date each other. Shout out to my girl Goldie, who is a divorcee and I believe an actress, and oh, I love Goldie. She's great. Goldie should call me. But yeah, I've been watching a shitload of Columbo. That's been my day today, hanging out with the cats and watching that show. So I don't know. I've been having a good time.
Well, at least you've been having fun, right?
It's been nice.
Let's see. Let's see. We obviously this was more dungeon meshy, as we know. Watch some of that. It's been good. I finally started Blue Eyed Samurai. First episode, interesting. We'll see where it goes from there. I don't know.
Any initial takeaways on that, or I've been meaning
really
to watch
cool. The main character is hot in a way that very appeals to me. I'm like the best and worst person to watch this show. And the reason why I say that is because I actually know how Japan's governmental structure worked at this time period, and it isn't really following that, so I'm very confused to know trying to figure out when this show is.
We'll just say it's an AU.
It might as well be. It probably is. But
it's my Japanese history AU.
It might as well be. Mind you, we also call that Sekiro. And I loved that. That was great.
But yeah,
it's I've been playing more Rogue Trader. That's been fun. I had a whole side quest where I have to deal with bureaucracy, and there's a point where you would like to start where you have the option of just shooting into the crowd to get people to disperse and to move up in front of the line.
You know, I don't think the gameplay rewards creative thinking like that often enough. I love that.
I started waiting patiently. It's like, I will wait here. And then it's like, that's right, the ruinous powers. Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. But definitely one of those cases of this is a very good game. And yeah, I'm excited to see
Should
what
be
happens.
fun.
Um, in the meantime, anything else I've been doing? Anything you've been reading? I would like to say
I'm
I wish I could say more about the Murderbot Chronicles. I kind of sort of fell asleep through several chapters. So the Murderbot
been
Diaries.
reading the Murderbot Chronicles.
Yeah, I've been reading the Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. First book was pretty good. Second
Kidding.
book, I remember most of it
I
before I
I
passed out.
really love that series. I think it's a very interesting case of, I don't know, reading it as an autistic person and going like, oh, he just like me for real in a lot of ways that I haven't done with a lot of other media. Good series, would recommend it.
Oh yeah,
Very
no,
excited to know you're looking
I
into
was
it.
reading it for book club, and the only reason why I don't remember most of the second book is because I was listening to it and then I fell asleep, and it was like I went from like chapter 3 to chapter 7. I was like,
A little confusing.
yeah, I was a little confused what happened, so I'm gonna like read a synopsis of what happened and see if my like passed out brain took anything in. Do not recommend falling asleep while listening to short novellas.
Not very
Not
conducive.
recommended for retention of what you read.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, come back, I'm like, ah, shit.
Mhm.
Not again. But other than that, I've been having fun and doing that.
Good.
Yeah. I think we could call this an episode.
I would say so. Well,
Sardo,
that's been the skeleton.
what are your socials? Tell the world.
My social medias. I am at Autopsy Garlands on Twitter. That is my main account. You can find me also at Marquis Belial, also on Twitter, which is my art account where I post finished works.
Nice
I also
ones.
post a lot. I post like some. I post some doodles on my main Twitter, but my shiny stuff's on my art account. So follow that too. You can follow me at Uncle Death with a K on Blue Sky, and here also at Uncle Death on Twitch. Oh, why am I saying here? I'm going into my stream. I'm not on Twitch, but I am on Twitch on Mondays.
On Mondays, you are streaming on Twitch.
Yes, thank you.
And
I do art.
Yeah.
And Stross is there.
Yeah.
Usually.
Nine times out of 10.
Yeah.
There's the occasional one I missed due to reasons, but that has been few and far between.
Yeah, but we hang out, we talk, and I draw stuff. I'll draw your request if you show up.
Yeah. Show up. Have fun.
So do. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm
All
at
right.
Almighty Stross on Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky. I stream Tuesday, tomorrow night, Thursday, and Sunday. At the same time Sardo starts streaming. Sardo's 99% of the time also there.
Yes.
It's been Cyberpunk 2077. We've been having actually a pretty good time with it. A lot less talking from us this time around because action games are harder to talk over. It's very fascinating. It's like I don't know about you, but I find it a lot easier to talk over these turn-based games like Persona where you can just stop and laugh.
Yes.
Whereas with these action games, it's like I gotta pay attention or else I die.
And everything's happening so fast.
Yeah, it's happening so fast, Joker, I can't stop.
You're good.
But yeah, hopefully see you at some of the streams maybe sometime if you do.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, folks, thank you all for listening in. We'll gladly hope to see you back next week where we talk about something else. We don't know yet.
looking forward to it.
As our lives get slowly consumed by infinite wealth later this week. It's true. It's very true.
Thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you have...
Next week's What the Hell You Been Watching? Infinite Wealth. Infinite Wealth. Infinite Wealth.
Infinite wealth.
We promise we won't talk about it on the podcast until we actually beat the game and have thoughts. Promise.
Yes.
Promise to each other and to the game as a whole. We'll promise we'll try to get through the game in a slightly timely fashion to talk about the game on the podcast. I mean, I don't know about you, Sardo, but I have a time limit. I have to beat it by the end of next month. You know why?
I believe in you. Why?
Final Fantasy Rebirth is next month. I'm not even going to have time for Persona 3 Reload at all. I mean, I wasn't planning on playing it, but I wasn't planning on playing it anytime soon, but it's just like, I don't even have the time. I don't. But anyway, folks, that's been us. We will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.